So on the menu today is chicken liver pate. Liver is a fantastic food. It's the storage spot for a lot of the vitamins and minerals within your body. And so when you eat the liver, you're able to absorb those vitamins and minerals. I'm using chicken livers. I'm not a big fan of the livers from calves or from cows, just from a taste perspective. But livers from the smaller animals don't seem to be quite so irony tasting, and especially if you make it into pate, it's a lot more palatable. This recipe was given to by my mum. I remember when I was growing up, she used to make this around to the Christmas time. We'd have it over the festive period. And this year I made it when I had friends come around for Christmas, and it was a big hit. And since then I've been making it quite regularly just because it tastes so good and is also really good for me. So we start with, there's the chicken livers. We then have some butter, which is like bright yellow, which is amazing. Then some herbs and spices, so we've got some thyme and some rosemary, got some sea salt and some pepper. I've got some port. You could use sort of brandy or Cointreau, but it's just I've got port in the house. I don't have any cream, which is what I normally use, but I've got some creme fraiche, so I'm using that instead. And then there's anchovies. My mum assures me that the anchovies are the secret ingredient and not to leave them out, so I'm including a couple of those, and then some garlic and onion. So what I'm going to do is just start cutting some things up, and I will then put it into the pan. So I've just added the livers to the pan. I'd already had some butter and onions and the herbs, just kind of lightly frying away. And what I'll do is I'll then toss over the livers just so they get cooked through. I've also added the anchovies to this. The anchovies don't have a taste, but for some reason they just bring out the rest of the flavours that are in the other foods and just make it that much better. One thing you could also add is a bay leaf while you're cooking, but unfortunately I don't have any. So I'm going to just shut this off just so I can stir, and we'll come back in a sec. Okay, so this has now been cooking for not that long, only a couple of minutes. It doesn't actually take very long to cook at all. I've just put on a little bit of sort of salt and pepper, and I'm going to now just take it off the heat and put it into a blender. So now I've taken the mixture and I've put it into the blender. What I'm going to do is just add a bit more butter to it. The sort of creme fraiche, or you could add cream, but I don't have any. And then just sort of a decent slug of port. And what I will do is I'll now put that on, and we'll then show you what it looks like afterwards. So I've just finished blending it, and I tasted it just to make sure I didn't need to be adding in any more salt or pepper or cream or anything like that. And yeah, it's really lovely. So I've poured it into this bowl, and I will then put it in the fridge, and I will wait overnight for it to set, and can then taste it in the morning. So I've just pulled the pate out of the fridge. It's been sitting there overnight. I'm going to have it now with my breakfast. I normally have it on some sourdough, or I'll just put it on the side of the plate and have it with whatever I'm eating. It keeps for about a week, and probably actually tastes better after sort of 2 or 3 days. But I don't think it'll probably last a week because it is really nice. And so that's how you make chicken liver pate.